So a bunch of fake lefties decided to go after Nomiki Konst on Twitter for some comments she made at the People's Summit. So Nomiki said this: "No open primaries for Democratic Party equals voter suppression and racism with young independent voters." That's a pretty reasonable comment, but Alex Leo said, "White-splaining at its finest or at its best." What does that even mean? So she's white, so she can't have an opinion about what is and isn't voter suppression. Wow. That, are they trying to make shitty arguments and be a living, breathing parody? Because you could use that phrase, so any white person says anything, white-splaining, That's it. That's all you got? That's your best point. Then you have no point. Now, furthermore, what exactly is Nomiki saying? Well, she's saying, look, it is by definition less democracy if you have closed primaries. Because you have independents who are left-leaning who want to participate in the process, and they can't participate in the process because of the rules. How many Bernie voters were turned away from the polls in New York because the rules were you obviously have to be a Democrat to vote in the Democratic primary, and oh yeah, by the way, you'd have to change your party affiliation if you were so inclined to do so, 6 months before the fucking election, before a lot of people even knew who Bernie was. I know, my brother-in-law is a registered Republican, wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders. Couldn't do it. Why couldn't he do it? Because the rules are ridiculous. So yes, when you say, hey, it's a closed primary, it is closed, which means you don't get independents, being a part of the process, which means it is less democracy by definition. That is voter suppression at face value. It's a basic logical deduction. You want fewer people to vote, therefore that is voter suppression. And yes, there are many people of color who are left out in the process. Many women who are left out in the process. But no, just smear her. I can't respond logically, so I'm just going to smear you. So white-splaining. Well, guess who decided to chime in along with this? Oh, Joy Reid. Lean forward, MSNBC, so liberal, yay. Let's see what she had to say. "This demand that people outside a party get to choose the party's nominees is always amazing to me." All right, let me pause there. Why is it amazing to you? Why is it amazing? Because you know that when it's just partisan Democrats who vote in the primary, Hillary's more likely to win. But when you allow in left-leaning independents, Bernie's more likely to win. You get a lot more millennials involved in the process when you do that, when you have an open primary. No, you have to call yourself by what I want you to call you or else you don't deserve a vote. Okay, so then you just believe in democracy less. Joy, just admit it, just say it. I don't believe in democracy as much as I should. I believe in democracy less than you do, who want open primaries, who want more people involved in the process. Just say it. She continues, "It's like saying, I'm not going to be your roommate, but I demand the right to help you choose an apartment since I might visit one day. In fact, not only do I not want to be your roommate, I intend to trash whatever apartment you pick when I visit, but let me pick the place. Am I going to chip in or on rent? Nah, that's your problem. Utilities, food? How dare you patronize me with your establishment corporatism? I have no intention of participating in any way in the maintenance of your apartment, but how dare you exclude me from the choice?" Okay, let me hold on here for a sec. It's not an apartment, Joy. It's democracy. It's not your apartment. It's not your lifestyle in New York City with all your friends and, oh, we pay rent together and watch Girls on HBO and, oh my God, isn't the democratic process exactly like me and my life and what's happening in my... No, it's not like that at all. Your private apartment is your private apartment. Democracy is democracy. We want open primaries. We want more people to vote because we believe more in democracy than you do. You want fewer people to vote, which means you literally believe in less democracy. It's not like your apartment. It's nothing like your apartment. And perhaps the people who are criticizing the Democrats, who are left-leaning independents, who are criticizing from outside the party, are just so disgusted with the fact that the Democrats don't stand up and fight for a living wage on a regular basis. They don't fight for Medicare for all. They don't fight for free college. They don't fight to end the wars and the 7 different interventions we have going on right now. They don't fight for a New Deal. They don't talk about the fact that our infrastructure gets a grade of D+. They don't talk about the fact that half the country makes $30,000 a year or less. Maybe people are frustrated because the Democrats aren't being actual liberals and progressives, Joy. Maybe they're not standing outside just trying to throw bombs at the Democratic Party out of malice. Maybe they're trying to improve the party, Joy. I better police my tone because I'm white-splaining. So therefore, everything I'm saying in terms of the substance, disregard it and ignore it because I'm white-splaining, so I am by definition incorrect. La, 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 anything you say is wrong because you're white. La, 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 la. Aren't I so progressive? Aren't I so progressive? No, you're not. You're nowhere near progressive. Okay. Then she says, parties are like apartments. You chip in or you're a visitor. Feel free to bring wine when you drop by, but don't tell me how to decorate. And then here's the ultimate ending to this. Bernie and his followers are like that college friend who stays at your place for weeks, pays $0, eats your food, and trashes your aesthetic. Joyanne Reid just made the Mitt Romney argument. Bernie and his followers are like that college friend who stays at your place for weeks and pays $0, eats your food, and trashes your aesthetic. In other words, lazy, parasites, moochers, good-for-nothing people. Joy, that sounds a lot like progressives, liberals, they're never going to take responsibility for themselves. They're always going to be lazy. They're always going to want handouts. They're always going to be parasites. They're always going to be moochers. 47% of the country. In Joy's mind, it's not 47% of the country, but it's half the Democratic Party, the Bernie supporters. Oh, lazy moochers. You pay nothing and you want everything. You want a free ride. You want a free lunch. Thank you, Joy. You've now gone full circle and you're making Mitt Romney's arguments because you hate actual progressives and liberals that much. Joy, Mitt Romney, Reid. It's got a ring to it, doesn't it? Joy, I agree with Mitt Romney, Reid. Progressives and liberals are lazy parasites and moochers. They want to pay nothing and eat all your food and not pitch in at all. Blah, blah. Or maybe people are really, really mad that the Democratic Party has lost its way and it's now a corporate party. It's a party of Wall Street. It's a party of Big Pharma. They don't talk about Medicare for all on a regular basis. They don't talk about free college. They don't talk about a living wage. They don't talk about ending the wars. They don't talk about a New Deal. They don't talk about bringing back Glass-Steagall and re-regulating Wall Street. They're too busy going Russia, 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 and impeach, and not discussing any policy substance that would actually improve the lives of the American people. And the same people that you're shitting on are the people who are trying to fix the Democratic Party and make them a party that cares about the issues and the people and the workers. But you're so caught up in defending your perfect, flawless corporate Democrats and Hillary Clinton's campaign that you can't see straight, and you're now making Mitt Romney arguments in the process of shitting on real progressives and liberals. Congratulations. Lean forward, MSNBC. This is the left wing on TV. And you wonder why Secular Talk and the Jimmy Dore Show and the Humanist Report and a bunch of different progressive outlets online are thriving. Because this is the garbage they get when they tune into the supposedly left-wing TV channel. It ain't left-wing. There's a difference between a Democratic bias and a liberal network or a progressive network. They are the Democratic hack loyalist network. Defend the corporate Democrats no matter what. That's what they do on MSNBC. Here, I don't give a fuck about party. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever. I don't care. What I care about is the issues, the policy substance. Unlike Joyanne Reid, who takes plenty of time to shit on real progressives and liberals and call you lazy moochers, while at the same time she begs you for unity. You're stupid, lazy moochers. You pay nothing and eat all the food. You're useless. Get a job. Anyway, so yeah, let's, you guys want to unify? You want to unify, Joy? Let's unify. Behind Medicare for all, behind free college, behind a living wage, behind ending the drug war, re-regulating Wall Street, a New Deal, ending the wars. Let's unify behind policy substance.